Hello guys, welcome to my channel Sin Science. Today we will understand the new lesson respiration in organisms. Padaku, have you noticed one thing? Whenever you run or whenever you move fast, you start to breathe rapidly. Running makes breathing faster. You will be knowing that all the creatures are made up of small microscopic cells. Cells are the smallest structural and functional units of an organism. Nutrition, transportation, excretion, reproduction, these are some characteristics which are found in an organism. And just to perform these activities, there is requirement of energy. At the time of rest, when we are not doing anything, such as when we are sleeping or eating, at that time also we require energy. But question is this: where does this energy come from? Answer is simple: we get the energy from food, and energy is stored into the food. This energy releases at the time of respiration. There are two terms, breathing and respiration. There is a lot of difference in between. ओके पढ़ाकू, सबसे पहले एक बात पूछता हूँ। आप जब सांस लेते हैं तो क्या लेते हैं और जब छोड़ते हैं तो क्या छोड़ते हैं? आंसर विच इज़ वेरी कॉमन, हम ऑक्सीजन लेते हैं और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड छोड़ते हैं, बट इट इज़ रॉन्ग. Actually, we breathe in air and we breathe out air. The air which we breathe in, that is rich in oxygen, and the air which we breathe out, that is rich in carbon dioxide. The oxygen which is present in air, that dissolves into our blood, and it reaches to our body cells, and there breakdown of food takes place. And this process of breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. Means respiration वो एक प्रक्रिया है जिसमें हमारा भोजन ऑक्सीजन की प्रेजेंस में टूटता है और एनर्जी रिलीज होती है. And this respiration takes place in the cells of all organisms. And just after the breakdown of food, the carbon dioxide and the water produces. When this respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, this is called aerobic respiration, and whenever this respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen, this is called anaerobic respiration. Padaku, some organisms can survive in absence of oxygen, and such kind of organisms are called anaerobes. Yeast is the example of such kind of organism. During the anaerobic respiration, glucose breaks down into alcohol as well as carbon dioxide, and very small amount of energy releases. This anaerobic respiration takes place in the plants where alcohol produces, but in animals, when we do hard work, heavy exercises, fast running, cycling, or fast walking, then that time anaerobic respiration also takes place in our body. Actually, during these processes, the requirement of energy increases in our body. Just to fulfill that, anaerobic respiration also takes place. Padaku, during this process in organisms such as animals, lactic acid forms, and again a small amount of energy releases. Have you noticed one thing? जब हम कुछ इस तरह का काम करते हैं, हार्ड वर्क करते हैं, दौड़ते हैं, भागते हैं, then after that we feel cramps, muscle cramps. ये जो लैक्टिक एसिड प्रोड्यूस हुआ है, द एक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ लैक्टिक एसिड कॉजेज मसल क्रैम्प्स। और हमें इससे छुटकारा कैसे मिलता है? आइदर मसाज और हॉट वाटर बाथ। Actually, both these things increase the circulation of blood in our body, resulting the supply of oxygen to the muscle cells increases. Then lactic acid breakdowns completely into carbon dioxide and water. We have talked about the breathing. Now, let me tell you one more thing. The number of times a person breathes in a minute इज नोन एज ब्रीदिंग रेट। हम एक मिनट में जितनी बार सांस लेते हैं वो हमारा ब्रीदिंग रेट कहलाता है। वन इनहेलेशन एंड वन एक्सहेलेशन कंप्लीट्स वन ब्रीथ। पढ़ाकू वेन एवर द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ एनर्जी इंक्रीजेस वी स्टार्ट टू ब्रीथ फास्टर। जब कभी भी हमें ज़्यादा एनर्जी की ज़रूरत होती है हम तेज़ी से सांस लेना शुरू कर देती हैं, और जब तेज़ी से सांस लेती हैं तो तेज़ी से एयर अंदर जाती है और जो ब्रेक डाउन है फूड का वो तेज़ हो जाता है और एनर्जी का रिलीजमेंट भी तेज़ हो जाता है। whenever our body does not work fast, that time we breathe slowly, and whenever our body starts to work rapidly, the breathing rate increases. The air passes through our nostrils and reaches to the lungs through nasal cavity. There is a windpipe which carries this air. Our chest cavity, that is holding our lungs, it is surrounded by ribs which is having a muscular sheath called diaphragm. This diaphragm works as a floor of our chest cavity. When this diaphragm and the rib cage moves, breathing takes place. When diaphragm moves down, ribs move up and outwards, and this time we inhale the air. अंडर दिस प्रोसेस हमारी जो चेस्ट कैविटी है वो उसकी जो जगह है वो काफ़ी बढ़ जाती है, और जो हवा है दिस एयर रशेज इनटू द लंग्स, तेज़ी से अंदर पहुंचती है और हमारे लंग्स पूरी तरीके से हवा से भर जाती हैं। एंड व्हेन डायफ्राम मूव्स अप टू इट्स फॉर्मर पोजीशन, देन रिब्स मूव डाउन एंड इनवर्ड। The air which is filled in the lungs that comes out, and this is called exhalation. पढ़ाकू number of unwanted particles are present in the air such as smoke, pollens, dust, etc. And during the process of inhalation these particles get trapped in air present in our nasal cavity. और कभी कभी ये पार्टिकल्स इन एयर को पास करके हमारी nasal कैविटी की इनर लाइनिंग पर पहुंच जाती हैं, एंड वी फील इरिटेशन दैट टाइम। दैट्स व्हाई वी स्टार्ट टू स्नीज, एंड ड्यूरिंग दिस प्रोसेस ऑफ स्नीजिंग these foreign particles comes out. So पढ़ाकू we can say the air present in our nasal cavity allow the clean air to enter in our body. And if you want to check whether the air which we exhale having carbon dioxide or not, what will you do? We will perform one activity. Take a test tube and put some fresh lime water in that, and bring it close to your nasal cavity. Now start to blow gently through the straw at the mouth of test tube. When you will perform this at least 10 to 12 times, what will you get? You will find that the color of the lime water has been changed. This has become milky. ये लाइम वाटर बिल्कुल दूध जैसा सफ़ेद हो जाता है और ऐसा इसलिए होता है क्योंकि when carbon dioxide it starts to react with lime water, this happens. And the air which we exhale, that is having moisture also. आपने देखा होगा जब कभी भी हम अपने नॉस्ट्रल्स के पास में कभी कोई मिरर या फिर सनग्लास लाते हैं और एयर को एक्सहेल करते हैं, व्हाट डू वी गेट? हम देखते हैं अ वेरी फाइन फिल्म ऑफ मॉइस्चर appears on its surface. This is that water which is present in our exhaling air. Some animals do not breathe like us, such as cockroach. Its body is having small openings on the sides, and these openings are called spiracles. इन्हीं ट्यूब्स में, इन्हीं कैविटीज में, इन्हीं स्पाइरकल्स में हवा भर जाती है और ये उसी से ब्रीथ करती है, विच आर कॉल्ड ट्रैकिया, एंड दीज आर प्रेजेंट जस्ट फॉर द गैसियस एक्सचेंज. इन्हीं स्पाइरकल्स से एयर तेज़ी से अंदर जाती है और वहाँ पर ऑक्सीजन इनकी बॉडी टिश्यू में डिफ्यूज़ हो जाती है और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बाहर आ जाती है. कीप रिमेंबर, these air tubes or trachea are found only in insects, not in any other group of animals. पढ़ाकू, now we will talk about earthworm. The skin of an earthworm that is moist and slimy, and gases can easily pass through them. This thing we have already discussed in that chapter, soil. You may go through that video. Frogs, they have a pair of lungs like human beings. They can also breathe through their skin, which is moist and slippery. Fishes are having gills to breathe. These gills help to fishes to use oxygen, which is dissolved in water. पढ़ाकू, plants also respire. They also take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. As you have learned, plants have tiny pores called stomata for exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. पढ़ाकू, the root cells also need oxygen to generate energy. So roots take up air from the air spaces present in between the soil particles. So you are in this position to understand that all living organisms in this world require energy, and it comes from the food, which is very much required for their survival. So Padaku, in the very next video we will talk about a new lesson. By the meantime, take care of yourself, take care of your study, but do not forget to subscribe the channel and to like the video.